If you're building a 48-volt solar system, there is one tiny component that could mean the difference between reliable power and an absolute disaster. And that's your main battery fuse. So today, we're going to make sure you get this right, because with this, you really don't get any second chances. And hey, that's not an exaggeration. A single miscalculation here, and you could be looking at a serious fire hazard, or at the very least, a system that just shuts down on you all the time. This fuse, it's your system's #1 safeguard, so let's make sure it's sized perfectly. So you've probably seen this rule of thumb everywhere online, right? It sounds so simple. Just take your inverter's maximum current, multiply it by 1.25, and boom, you're done. Seems logical, but is it actually safe? Well, not even close. Following that simple rule is one of the biggest, most dangerous mistakes you can make. It completely ignores some critical dangers that can lead to those annoying shutdowns or, a catastrophic failure. So let's break down exactly what this so-called rule misses. Okay, so what are these hidden dangers? Well, that simple rule looks at your system as if it's in some perfect steady state, but that's just not how things work in the real world. Let's dig into what it completely ignores. So look, the 1.25 times rule only covers one thing, the continuous current, but it completely misses 4 other absolutely critical factors: that massive surge of current when your inverter kicks on, the maximum output of your battery, the effect of high temperatures, and even where you physically put the fuse. And let's talk about that inverter surge current for a second. The moment you fire up a big motor, like a well pump or an air conditioner, your inverter can pull 2, sometimes even 3 times its normal power for a split second. If your fuse isn't designed for that momentary surge, pop, it's going to blow and your power is gone, even though there wasn't a real problem. So, what's the right way to do this? Well, we've got to use a professional method, one that actually takes all these factors into account, not just that one oversimplified rule. First things first, we need our baseline number, and that's the continuous current, or I cont. This is just the steady current your inverter draws when it's running normally. To find it, you just divide your inverter's power in watts by your system voltage. Super simple. Okay, now here's the one part that the simple rule actually gets right. We take that continuous current we just found and we multiply it by 1.25. What this does is it builds in a 25% safety margin, which is standard and it's good practice. But just remember, this is only one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. Theory is one thing, but let's make this really practical. We're going to walk through a step-by-step example using a really common setup, so you can see exactly how this all works in practice. All right, this is our 6-step roadmap for doing it the right way. We'll start with the basics, calculating the current and adding that safety margin. But then we're going to cover the 4 crucial steps that the simple rule completely ignores. Checking your battery's limits, picking the right type of fuse, making sure it's installed in the right spot, and adjusting everything for heat. Okay, let's use a super common example, a 3,000-watt inverter on a 48-volt system. So 3,000 watts divided by 48 volts, that gives us 62.5 amps of continuous current. We multiply that by our 1.25 safety factor, and we land on 78 amps. So you'd think, okay, the next standard fuse size is 80 amps, I'll just get that. We're done, right? Nope, not even close. Now for a really critical check, your battery's own safety limit. You see, every battery has a maximum safe discharge current. It's often called its C rate. If your 80 amp fuse allows more current than the battery can safely handle, you're not protecting it, you're actually creating a path to destroy it. Your fuse rating absolutely must be less than or equal to that limit. Okay, let's wrap this all up with a few final, non-negotiable rules for a safe and reliable system. You get these right, and you are truly protected. First up, fuse type. You have to use a time delay, or what's called a slow-blow fuse. This is the secret to handling those inverter startup surges without all those false trips. Second, placement. The fuse absolutely must be as close to the battery's positive terminal as you can possibly get it. Why? Because every single inch of unfused wire is a potential fire waiting to happen. And third, temperature. Fuses get cranky in the heat. If your fuse is in a hot environment, you have to derate it, which just means you use a lower rating than your math suggested. You got to check the manufacturer's chart for the specifics on that. And here it is, maybe the most important rule of all electrical protection. The fuse protects the wire. Let that sink in. The fuse protects the wire. This means your wire has to be beefy enough to handle more current than what your fuse is rated for. So if you're using an 80 amp fuse, your cable has to be rated for at least 80 amps. If it's not, the wire itself could overheat and literally become the fuse. And that's exactly how fires start. So let's stop thinking of the fuse as just another component you check off a list. It is the single most important safety device in your entire system. Sizing it correctly isn't just about plugging numbers into a formula, it's about really understanding how your whole system works together to protect your investment and, way more importantly, to keep you and your home safe.